Hey guys, Chris here with another episode of From the Pull Bag. This Josh, Daniel, and I all headed to the comic shop this week, so we all have pickups this week. We'll start with me first. My first pickup is a DC comic. I picked up Batman issue number 130. This is the end of the failsafe story. Last we left Batman, he was falling out of space, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next. My next pickup is also in the same vein. It's a DC comic. It's The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 3. I picked up the Spawn variant cover this week. I thought it was pretty cool looking. So, been a good story so far. Can't wait to see what's next. My third pickup this week is over in Marvel. I picked up Dan Slott's Spider Man run number 3. Been a good story so far. I'm super excited to see what happens next and how this probably ties in with the whole Dark Web story. My fourth pickup this week was also a Marvel book. It's Predator number 5. I've enjoyed the story so far. I think we've got one more book in this run of this particular story, and then we'll see what happens after that. My fourth pickup, obviously, I had to get because I'm a Kevin Smith fan. Quick Stops number 2 came out this week, so I picked it up. And I went with the Crisis cover. We kind of get that same look that you get on the Crisis on Infinite Earths cover. So, yeah, so I picked that one up. Excited to read that one. And my last pickup was a totally random pickup, and this is from Dynamite Comics. Um, as we grew up in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, there was a cartoon on Disney called Gargoyles, which we absolutely loved. Great cartoon. There's been a resurgence of that, and they have released a comic. Dynamite Comics has released Gargoyles. And as you can see by the cover, I went with the blank cover in the hopes that I can get it personally drawn again by my daughter. If you followed our channel in at all, you've seen some of her work. She's really good at it, and I'm super excited to have my own copy of Gargoyles drawn by her. That's all of my pickups for the week. Throw it over to Daniel and see what he got this week. What you got for us, Daniel?
Thanks, Chris. This has been a pretty big week for me. I haven't been to a shop in about 2 weeks, and I also just been had a paycheck that didn't have any bills to be paid, so I have went a little bit more overboard than I usually do, but not too far. So I know that I'll still have money left over from bills and things like that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I picked up this past couple of weeks. First of all, we're going to go with the regular monthly comics. I got the Ultimate Comics yesterday, and I picked up 3 new titles. My first pickup was Dark Crisis Warzone number 1. I was thinking that Dark Crisis, the final issue of Dark Crisis, came out this week, but apparently it's not coming out until December 20th, which means I'll probably pick it up on the 21st. But anyways, it looks like this is going to be out, and then next week there's going to be another special out, and then we'll be going with the next with the final issue of Dark Crisis, and we'll be going from there. I can't wait to get to the end of this because it does look like there's some exciting things coming for DC. Next up, I decided to dabble into the Justice Society side of things that seems to be growing now in DC. So, of course, I picked up Jeff Johns and Michael Yanin, I believe is how you pronounce the artist's name. It's fantastic. Anyways, I love his clean line work. But it's Justice Society of America number 1. I can't wait to pick this up and read it. I actually read some of John, read quite a little bit of John's run back in the late '90s, early 2000s of Justice Society. So I'm kind of excited to see him come back to that. And then, of course, because I picked up Justice Society, I had to pick up Stargirl, the Lost Children, number 1 of 6. Both of these, I understand, are limited series. This one is 6 issue. I believe that Justice Society is going to be 12 issues. I'm not 100% sure on that. It doesn't say on the cover, but I've heard people say it's going to be like 12 issue maxi series. Um, but anyways, that's all the single issues I got this week. Now we're going to move on to the trades. I First of all, we're going to start with this one here, the Incognito, the Classified Edition. This is a hardbound edition I found at my local Ollie's for about $12. It was $44.99 for the cash price. I had the first series of Incognito and single issues, but I did lose those in my purge. But I never read the second miniseries that they put out, and this collects both of them. So I'm really excited to actually read both of these. I've loved Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips's work together. They have this hard-boiled style that really works very well, and they really apply that very well to superheroes and to just crime stories in general. So I can't wait to read the rest of this. It's kind of a spiritual successor to what one of my favorite comics is called Sleeper. Really love that book. It's great story. It's set in the Wildstorm universe. This is a creator-owned thing that they had with Marvel that we want to kind of touch upon more of those themes that he was doing in not Criminal, but Sleeper, and this is really fantastic what I've read of it. I can't wait to read the entire story. Next up, I picked up Justice League Incarnate, the full run. I had been picking up the regular issues of these, but I could not for the life of me ever find issue 1 and issue 4. And this way I can go ahead and get it all together. I have been kind of keeping up with the main overarching story of DC in trade form anyways, and I wanted this to add to it because this is kind of takes place right after Infinite Frontier, so it's kind of the mid gap between Infinite Frontier and Dark Crisis. So I'm really excited to refresh myself on what's going on up to that point. And lastly, but certainly not least, as far as my trades go, I picked up Fantastic Four Full Circle. I've already skimmed through this. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is kind of a fully painted but made to look like it was drawn, penciled, and inked like a regular comics book. It has a lot of Jack Kirby influence, which is funny because you would expect Alex Ross to do the main this book as realistic as possible, which he still does have a lot of that realism in his style, but it has a lot of Kirby influence I'm noticing in the art of this. And I can't wait to read it. I've heard really good things about just the story overall, so I can't wait to read it and check this out. And last but certainly not least is a comics adjacent. It is Peacemaker Season 1. I am very excited about the watch this. I actually watched about half of the season on HBO Max, and I was just loved every minute of it, but fell off for lots of different reasons, lots of things to watch and everything. But absolutely loved what I saw of it, and I just also kind of a physical media person. I like to have it physically. I feel like that's the best way to watch something. You get the better clarity of picture and sound. So for me, this would be a lot more enjoyable than pulling up a stream and kind of getting about 80% of what you really could get by seeing this the way it was intended, I guess you could say. But yeah, I can't wait to finally finish this off. I'll probably just start back from the beginning and watch all the way through because I was really enjoying it quite a bit, what I've seen of it. But anyways, guys, this is all I have for today. I will now send it over to Josh, and he can show you what he picked up.
Thanks, Daniel. Looks like you guys got some great books this week. I had a small week this week. I only had 3 books, but I did have one that I picked up that was from a week before. I picked up from DC the Dark Crisis Warzone #1. This storyline is getting ready to wrap up this month, and I can't wait to see where they go with the dawn of the DC universe. From Image Comics, I picked up 2 Massiveverse books. One that was not in last week, Rogue Sun #8, and Radiant Pink #1 of 5. It's a mini-series in the Radiant Black line, all which are part of that Massiveverse that they've been doing such a great job with the new superheroes over at Image. My last book was kind of an impulse buy. I had seen they were coming out with it, but then I saw this cover and I was like, yeah, I want to try this one. Dynamite Entertainment has the rights to Gargoyles from Disney, that classic animated series that they did. And this story is picking up right where the series left off. So I'm excited to see what they're doing there. So They've got several Disney properties. They're doing this one, and I understand they're getting ready to start a Darkwing Duck book, and I'm excited for that. So I can't wait to see what it looks like. That's all I've got for you this week, but if you're out and about this weekend, come and see me and Chris this Saturday at Lion's Eye Games in Jacksonville. We will be there from 10 to 5 for the Christmas Pop Swap and Toy Show. The Grinch is going to be there to take pictures with kids, and they're collecting new and used coats for charity this weekend. So come on out, get some pops and toys, donate a coat for a needy child, and get your picture taken with the Grinch. Until next time, we will see you at the shop.